Education isn't just about knowing the right answers. It's about knowing what questions to ask. What impact can our research have on reducing climate change? Why do humans need a supportive environment to show who they really are? How can we innovate to prepare our graduates for the industry of the future? Where can we make changes to enhance accessibility? When will we have a society based on inclusiveness and fairness? Who makes community? At the Technological University of the Shannon Midlands Midwest, we prepare students to ask the questions that will define the future success of our society. Across our 6 campuses of Clare Street and Moylish in Limerick, Athlone, Clonmel, Thurles and Ennis, we have the people, we have the passion and the technology that creates space for learning, where knowledge thrives. The future belongs to those who can find patterns and imagine a new way to apply traditional disciplines. Our future leaders will have the empathy and the observational skills to see how the world works and how it could be better. They will ask what, they will ask why, where, when, who, how. This questioning spirit, this thirst for knowledge, this drive for innovation flows deep in our university. TUS, where knowledge flows deep.
Distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Technological University of the Shannon, Midlands Midwest, and the 7th and final graduation ceremony for our Midlands campus here this afternoon. Over the course of all 11 ceremonies in TUS, more than 4,000 students will graduate and become the first members of our TUS alumni community. Graduation Day brings with it a roller coaster of emotions for graduands and for your family alike. It is a time of great celebration and achievement. There is reflection on past trials and successes, as well as great hope for the future. As a parent, family member, or guardian of our graduands here today, you have done your job of shaping their mind and filling their heart. Now it's time to take a step back and let them shine. All their hard work has trained them for what is about to begin. The order of ceremony is in your booklet, and this is the 7th graduation ceremony out of 7 that we have had over the course of the last 3 days across our 4 faculties. A couple of safety issues. Fire exits are very clearly marked behind me, 2 at the side, and indeed the entrance point within which you came into the arena. In the unlikely event of a fire operating, please follow my colleagues and stewards safely towards the fire exits. Please note that we are strictly adhering to COVID guidelines, so you are required to wear a mask throughout the ceremony, and please remain in your allocated seats. As you see, we have a couple of photographers here with us today, Jeff Harvey Photography from Tullamore and Pat from Lafayette Photography. They are here in the arena this afternoon to capture the special moments from our ceremony. So you'll have to smile with your eyes. Individual photographs will be taken over in the MPH by Lafayette Photography once you have pre-booked. We are not going to clap for each individual recipient this afternoon, as we have a lot of conferees to go through. So at the end of each programme, your head of department will instruct you to stand up and take a well-deserved standing ovation and clap for everybody collectively. During our conferring ceremony this afternoon, we will confer each row of conferees via their programme as set out in the graduation booklet. So just follow our colleagues to the bottom of the stage here behind our screens. You will enter the stage on the left-hand side, receive your parchment from our president, and exit carefully down the steps here on the right-hand side. Our beautiful music here this afternoon is provided by the 2nd Brigade Band from the Defence Forces, who are conducted expertly by Captain Thomas Kelly. We are very grateful and very proud here on the TUS campus that they were able to provide this wonderful accompaniment to all of our 7 graduation ceremonies over the course of the last 3 days. So to express our huge appreciation, can we please give them a round of applause? Can you please make sure that your mobile phones are switched off or turned to silent? And a reminder for all of our guests on campus that our campus is proudly a fully non-smoking and non-vaping campus. At the commencement of the academic ceremony in just a moment, I'm going to ask you to stand as the academic procession comes into the arena up the central aisle and gathers on the platform by my left-hand side. I will ask you all to remain standing until the procession has concluded and everybody on stage is seated. So, to give you a little bit of background into the history and significance around some of the elements that form part of our beautiful ceremony here in the arena as the sun starts to shine in, the evening sun. You all look beautiful. Our academic procession this afternoon is hierarchical, and our academics walk into the arena first. It is then followed by our President of TUS, Professor Vincent Conan, Registrar and Vice President of Academic Affairs, Francis O'Connell, Chair of our governing body, Josephine Feely, Dean of Faculty of Engineering and Informatics, Dr. Sean Lyons, Dean of Graduate Studies and Research, Dr. Maura Brophy, and Head of Department of Computer and Software Engineering, Dr. Enda Fallon. The academic dress that you are wearing this evening adds colour, spectacle, and a lovely sense of occasion to this special event this afternoon. Your gown, hood, sleeves, caps, and colours are all distinctive elements of your academic dress. You'll notice that bonnets are worn by our President, our Registrar, and Chair of our governing body, and you'll see that when they come into the arena. There is also a beautiful tradition called the turning of the tassel. I notice most of the graduands are wearing motorboards, which is great to see. Tassels are black for the motorboard caps, and all graduands should wear the tassels to the right-hand side of the motorboard cap until you have been conferred with your award, when you then place the tassel to the left, hence the tradition turning of the tassel. This lovely little tradition symbolises your transition from student to graduate. So my advice, ladies and gentlemen and graduands, is to sit back and enjoy this amazing ceremony this afternoon. Oren Hatch once said that graduation is not the end, it is simply the beginning. So ladies and gentlemen, if we are all ready, we will stand and begin our graduation ceremonies for the Technological University of the Shannon.
Please be seated. Good afternoon, everyone. Díomh Galéir agus Fáilte go Balla Halún. President, Chair of Governing Body, Members of Governing Body, distinguished members of staff, graduates, family, guardians and friends, ladies and gentlemen. I warmly welcome you to the Technological University of the Shannon, Midlands Midwest, and our final conferring ceremony to be conducted here this week on the Athlone campus of our Technological University, which has been conducted over 3 days encompassing 4 faculties, including the Faculty of Continuing Professional Online and Distance Learning, the Faculty of Science and Health, the Faculty of Business and Hospitality, and most importantly, the Faculty of Engineering and Informatics. Today is a very proud day as we celebrate in person this year these inaugural TUS graduation ceremonies with you, our graduates. During these ceremonies, we will have conferred over 2,273 academic awards from Level 6 to Level 10, including 1,944 undergraduate awards, 316 postgraduate awards, 3 Masters by Research and 9 PhDs. My name is Frances O'Connell, Vice President for Academic Affairs and Registrar, and it is my privilege and honour to be your MC for today's graduation session. Our conferring session is the highlight of our academic calendar, one that brings great joy not only to you, our graduates and your family, friends and guardians, but it creates great pride for our university community, made up of academics, professional, faculty and support staff that have supported you directly and indirectly on your academic journey that culminates publicly here today with your conferring. It gives me great pleasure to introduce to you the members of the presiding top table at this conferring ceremony. From left to right as you view them is Cora McCormack of the Quality Office, Professor Vincent Cannan, President of the Technological University of the Shannon, Midlands, Midwest, Ms. Josephine Fahily, Chair of the Governing Body of the Technological University, Dr. Sean Lyons, the Dean of the Faculty of Engineering and Informatics, and Dr. Maura Brophy, the Dean of Postgraduate Studies and Research. I'd also like to welcome the members of the academic staff in the faculty and department, both on the stage and also in the audience. We're also joined today by members of our governing body of TUS, and I welcome you all. Before we commence the formal proceedings, I would like to welcome and thank sincerely the 2nd Brigade Army Band for their contribution to today's ceremony, celebrating your special day through music under the stewardship of Captain Thomas Kelly. Finally, and most importantly, I'd like to welcome you, our graduates. This day is all about marking your academic achievement. It is a day that you get to publicly celebrate this with your family, guardians and friends, and the community staff right across our technological university and campuses. We stand with you today to acknowledge formally this significant milestone in your life. So to give you an overview of today's graduation session, we will start with the formal address by the Chairperson of the Governing Body of the Technological University of the Shannon, Midlands, Midwest, Ms. Josephine Fahily. It will then be followed by the formal commencement of the conferring ceremony by the President, Professor Vincent Cannan, and the notice of the conferral of awards. The Dean of your faculty will then introduce the awards to be presented, and each graduate's name will then be called individually by your head of department under your class group. It will then be followed by a formal address by our President, Professor Vincent Cannan. We will also then finalise with the special awards to be given today. So I now call upon the Chair of our governing body, Ms. Josephine Fahily, to address you.
Thank you, Frances, for that introduction, and good afternoon, everybody. Agwini usually illig is mór an anor domsa, fáilte curro ag tróna, chuig an géad searmanis bronta céime de chuid na hoscoile technoliacht an nua, tús, lár tíre an man iarthair. Can rang fiche fés a héan a ahint agus a ceilúra. Chógáirdeas live galéir. Good afternoon and welcome, distinguished guests, and welcome especially to you, our graduates. It's an honour for me to be here with you today for the inaugural graduation ceremonies of TUS, the Technological University of the Shannon, Midlands, Midwest. Today, we recognise and celebrate you, the class of 2021. Congratulations to all of you. It's my privilege to be the first chair of the first governing body of Ireland's first trans-regional university. That's a lot of firsts, but I think it's a big deal. Because on the 1st of October 2021, the launch of TUS was a significant day in the educational life of this country and in the social and economic development of the Midlands and Midwest regions. Designation as a technological university will enable TUS to build on the achievements and successes of its forebears, Athlone Institute of Technology and Limerick Institute of Technology. It will open up capacity and provide access to the highest levels of education, technology and research to a hinterland of 850,000 people and growing. TUS is a new kind of university, one which will drive enhanced development across the Midlands and Midwest, with a consolidation of expertise that will further strengthen its competitiveness and its attractiveness to business. For example, research of national importance is already underway here in Athlone in areas such as the circular economy, smart drug delivery and sterilisation. TUS will also make a significant impact internationally because even though it's Ireland's newest university, your alma mater has an educational footprint in 105 different countries. And on the Athlone campus alone, we have students drawn from 84 nations, reflecting the globalised nature of this campus. This past 18 months have posed unprecedented challenges for all of us, including for the higher education sector. It makes it even more remarkable that the development of TUS largely occurred during this global pandemic, and it is a credit to all concerned. But the launch was only the start. The challenge now is to consolidate and grow, to develop and thrive, and to exploit the opportunities available to TUS as a technological university while holding on to the ethos of Athlone Institute of Technology and Limerick Institute of Technology. An ethos of supporting access to education, of responsiveness to business and to the communities which our 6 campuses serve. The last 18 months has also meant for you, our graduates, that you have not had a typical student's pathway to today. You've had your studies disrupted, not to mention your social lives. And if you decide to make up for lost time on the social front, can I ask you to do so carefully, please, for your own sakes? The pandemic has also perhaps impacted on your next steps, on your life and work choices. And maybe some of those impacts will be for the better. I do hope so. You've had one other change which I hope you will view as positive. You signed up to study in Athlone Institute of Technology, but you graduate today with an award from a technological university, TUS. You, the class of 2021, are and always will be the first ever to receive an award from TUS. And as the first graduates of TUS, I hope you will remain fiercely proud of your alma mater and work with us to collectively leverage the Midlands and Midwest regions for the betterment of all who reside here as we move towards a post-pandemic life, a life which feels as if it will be different somehow. You should also be fiercely proud of yourselves. It took focus and resilience, as well as hard work, to achieve the success which you are celebrating here today. Give yourselves a large pat on the back and say thank you to those who supported you, your families, your friends, your tutors. You know who they are. And I wish you every possible success in the next phase of your lives, wherever that may take you. Cógorgeas a reached the round fihe hen. Bacórdiav of anbrodúil ar fad. Guim gachra oriv as seo amach, cibébo her Rauno Ishiv. Guramila Mahagav is Canary Liv Galer. Thank you very much.
Josephine, thank you for your very warm address and the recognition of the exciting times that lie ahead for us, our technological university, that will be built on the history and the culture and the values of the forming institutions of AIT and LIT. President, I now call upon you to officially commence the academic conferring and the conferral of awards.
Har Chionna Olscoil Technoliachta na Sionna, Lar Tira Irterlar, Brudam Daknach Tani, Oglamori na Holscoil Technoliachta, Taresh and Cagdan Shin na Wanshamak. Auxerm go Curfer na Hoglamori Shin, and Malahar, Kunabar a Horvert Div, go Formul. On behalf of the Technological University of the Shannon, Midlands Midwest, I hereby confer awards on the learners of the Technological University who have achieved the standard for those awards, and I ask that those learners be presented to me so that I may formally present them with their parchment.
Thank you, President. I'm now delighted to invite Dr. Sean Lyons to present his conferees for award. Those to be conferred are outlined in your conferring booklet from page 52 to page 55. Thank you.
Thank you, Francis. Today, as the Dean of Faculty of Engineering and Informatics, it is my great pleasure to recognise all of the conferees on programmes spanning levels 6 to 10 in diverse fields of study ranging from software design to network management and from artificial intelligence to cloud computing. This year across the faculty, there have been some particularly notable achievements. We've continued to expand our close working relationship with local and national industry. This year's graduates from the Ericsson Masters in Applied Software Engineering represent the 10th cohort to complete the programme. In the 10 years the programme has been running, over 200 industry-ready graduates have been employed by Ericsson from the programme. The creation of a dedicated €1 million research centre with NPD Group will deepen and help collaborate our research in areas of machine learning, data analytics and cybersecurity. In 2020, the Timex Research Group chaired and hosted the 12th International Conference on Quality of Multimedia Experience, or QUOMEX. We followed this up with the National Irish Systems and Signals Conference in 2022, which was also hosted by the department. In 2021. In 2022, we will bring the prestigious ACM Multimedia Systems Conference to Athlone, which is the premier international conference on multimedia systems. Today we'll see the first graduates of the Masters of Science in Software Design with Artificial Intelligence and the Masters of Science in Software Design with Cloud Native Computing. Today we celebrate a moment of real consequence in the lives of our graduates, and it's a significant honour for me to stand here and celebrate the achievements of our students, particularly as they join the first cohort of engineering students from the Technological University of the Shannon. To all of the conferees, on behalf of my faculty colleagues, I want to offer our warmest congratulations on reaching this point. You have completed your awards in extraordinary times, and you have done it by showing the adaptability and perseverance that these times demanded. I know that we have asked a lot of you in your time here with us, and you in turn have responded with commitment, good humour, and a lot of hard work. But nobody makes it to graduation alone, so I'd like to join the registrar in congratulating too all of your loved ones who helped and supported you on your journey here today. President, I am satisfied that the following candidates have successfully completed programmes of study within the Faculty of Engineering and Informatics and are worthy of the awards about to be conferred upon them. I invite you now to present to them their parchments. All graduates not attending today's ceremony are conferred in absentia. I now call upon my colleague, Dr. Enda Fallon, Head of Department of Computer and Software Engineering, who will introduce the conferees from his department.
Thank you very much, Sean. So our first programme for conferring this evening is the Higher Certificate in Engineering in Computer Engineering. Liam Moosley. Could I please have a collective round of applause for Liam as he returns to his seat. Bachelor of Engineering in Computer Engineering, Burs Abtigan. Antons Antonov. Kirsty Buckley. Colin Kenny. Kyle Leahy. Sergio Morante. Eomaid Uliinka. Zohihab Zulafkar. And as the graduates take their seats, could I just please have a collective round of applause for the Bachelor of Engineering in Computer Engineering. Bachelor of Science in Network Management, Niall Finlay. Gary Newman. As Niall and Gary take their seats, could I have a collective round of applause for the graduates of the Bachelor of Science in Network Management. Higher Certificate in Science and Software Design, Jack Doolan. Yulia Dovbak. Yulia is also Student of the Year in the Faculty of Engineering and Informatics and the Technological University of the Shannon, Midlands and Midwest at Lone Campus Student of the Year. I think you preempted me with a well-deserved round of applause there, so very well done, Yulia. Thank you. Mark Lohan. Donica Purcell. Matthew Viana. Could I please have a collective round of applause for the graduates of the Higher Certificate in Science and Software Design. Bachelor of Science Honours in Software Design, Cloud Computing, Michael Breheny. James Burke. Jake Byrne. Kevin Crowell. Ferdinand Crucheroux. Sean Dalton. David Dunleavy. Stephen Fury. Sean Gavin. Dylan Halis. Stuart Murray. Mishap Rizzi. And as the graduates return to their seats, I would kindly ask them to stand for a collective round of applause. Bachelor of Engineering Honours in Software Engineering, Agron Seppi. Min Jun Dai. Damien Hunter. Wenjing Li. Xianju Lu. Yunkit Muk. Siddharth Ashok Patel. Niall Rowlands. Carlos Valataca. And as the graduates return to their seats, I'd like to invite them to stand for a collective round of applause. Bachelor of Science Honours in Software Design Game Development, Daniel McGovern. Nicholas Murray. Imran Tashvili. And as the graduates return to their seats, can I please ask for a collective round of applause for the Bachelor of Science Honours in Software Design Game Development. Bachelor of Science in Software Development, Mobile Apps and Connected Devices, Jennifer Cunningham. Danilo da Silva. Aisling Gill. Dylan Matthews. Jack Nolan. Could I please have a collective round of applause for the graduates of the Bachelor of Science in Software Development, Mobile Apps and Connected Devices. Bachelor of Science Honours in Software Design with Mobile Apps and Connected Devices, Guiva Costello Finnerty. Owen Kenny. Daniel Medlin. Kevin Mulroney. Glenn O'Rourke. Samantha O'Sullivan. Kevin Troy. Could I please ask for a collective round of applause for the graduates of the Bachelor of Science Honours in Software Design, Mobile Apps and Connected Devices. Higher Diploma in Science in Agile Software Design, Tiago dos Passos. And could I please have a collective round of applause for Tiago as he returns to his seat. Postgraduate Diploma in Science in Software Design with Cloud Native Computing, Russell Hill. And could I please have a collective round of applause for Russell as he returns to his seat. Master of Science in Software Design with Artificial Intelligence, Favor Toby Abarasad. Chaminda Imra Singh. Kangde Chen. Kumari Chaya. Shane Cosgrove. Michael Gavin. Teresa Handel. Jermith Healy. Lucas Jakowski. Rupesh Bharadwaj Kaur. Natalia Kiley. Surrender Kumar. Suman Reddy Kuman. Andreas Leal. Dejun Lum. Patrick John Madden. Avanish Maharana. Sitij Salil Malavankar. Samarpan Sirish Meshramkar. Pushvinder Singh Nanda. Alan Nemeth. Aidan O'Connor. Lee O'Connor. Owen O'Leary. Arcana Pemarajguru. Marnus Reminiscus. Amita Soant. Michelle Scully. Augustin Servat. Inderjeet Singh Sand. Dara Tate. It's a sign of good luck. Deepak Yadav. So I'd like to invite the very first graduates of the MSc in Software Design with Artificial Intelligence to stand for a collective round of applause. And I know Sean will echo my sentiments in this, and just very much thank the course development team for all the excellent work that they put into developing that programme. I think they pivoted strongly before pivoting became a commonly known term, so very well done to everyone. Master of Science in Software Design in Cloud Native Computing, Andre de Albuquerque. Via de Catalina. Dennis Donovan. Sean Gallagher. Farhat Ghani. Thank you, Farhat. Thank you. They're the first ones you got all the week, Vincent, were they? Yes, absolutely, and it's the last session. It always happens from a 4 to 6 lecture on Friday evening. There's huge enthusiasm. So, Mark Antonio Keller. Patrick Kelly. Ellen Kennedy. Ravi Sanat Madapati. George McNally. Damien Murphy. Anthony Neville. Damien Plower. Lucas Ranzi. Louis Santana. Scylla Turner. So again, I would like to invite the very first graduates of the MSc in Software Design with Cloud Native Computing to stand for a collective round of applause. Masters of Science in Software Design with Cybersecurity, Stephen Canavan. Elizabeth Kyo. Kartik Kulajuju Surendaran. Rory McConaughey. Jason McTague. Dylan O'Brien. Sophie Van Acker. So this is not the first year of this program, but I would still like the graduates of the MSc in Software Design with Cybersecurity to stand for a collective round of applause. Masters of Science in Applied Software Engineering, Lamia Abdelrahman. Debapriya Bhattacharya. Mariana Kiraba. Sean Costin. Michael Cullen. Fiona Davey. Christopher Flynn. Reuben Graham. Connor Johnson. Manisha Mani Munasmi. Wilmer Nicanor. Elizabeth Valera Fidalgo. Fabian Velosa. Philip Walsh. So as Philip returns to his seat, I would like to invite the graduates of the Masters in Science and Applied Software Engineering to stand for a collective round of applause. So Vincent, last programme of the week. Master of Science in Software Engineering, Barbara Conway. Francois Dively. David Donnelly. Aidan Dunn. Shalene Hulinhali Papagauda. Kusamo Adepolo Olaboko. Hang Lee. Etna O'Neill. Ojuchoku Collins Ogabona. Daniel Ayadejo Ugaboru. Eomipo Esther Ojiuku. Idagu Arod Abel. Shiyu Wang. So I'd like to invite the graduates of the Masters of Science in Software Engineering to stand for a collective round of applause.
Thank you, Enda. Now, Enda knows I love a challenge. And Enda said that his graduates and his faculty and department are the most serious and focused students in the institute and the university. So I want the most serious and focused round of applause and cheer that we've heard all week. Okay, and you get the chocolate brownie on Monday. So now, I would like to warmly welcome the Dean of Postgraduate Studies and Research, Dr. Maura Brophy, to present our Masters by Research and our PhD students for the conferring of their awards. These are outlined on page 55 of your conferring booklet.
Thank you, Francis. We now have the Postgraduate Award of Masters by Research. This will be accepted on behalf of the graduand Shamaine Chung by our supervisor, Dr. Niall Murray. So I invite Niall to the stage to accept the award on her behalf. Shamaine's thesis title was Ross-based telerobotics control via augmented reality, and supervised by Dr. Niall Murray and Dr. Yang Chung Kiao. So, ladies and gentlemen, it's a great honour that we recognise Shamaine Chung, who has successfully completed a Masters of Science by Research in the Faculty of Engineering and Informatics, Department of Computing and Software Engineering in the Technological University of the Shannon, Midlands, Midwest, and is worthy of the award of Masters by Research. So just a little bit about Shemaine. She came to Ireland from Malaysia to complete her undergraduate studies in Athlone and received a first-class honours degree in software engineering. She successfully applied for a funded research position with the SFI Confirm Centre in Smart Manufacturing, along with here in Athlone and industry partner Robotics and Drive Services based in Mullingar. Special thanks to all the team at Robotics and Drives for supporting the research. Shemaine's work is a perfect example of applied industry-focused and regional research projects undertaken here. She's already published 2 papers, one in top-tier IEEE conference, Multimedia Signal Processing, and she's the first TUS graduate from the Conferring Centre. So we wish her great success in her career and hope she will return to us to visit us soon.
In exercise of the powers vested in the Technological University of the Shannon, Midlands, Midwest, by statute, I confer the award of Master of Applied Research to Shiman Shong. Congratulations.
So we now have the award, the Postgraduate Award of Doctor of Philosophy. I hereby call on Principal Supervisor Dr. Ronan Flynn to present Johnny O'Dwyer for conferring. Johnny's thesis title is Head and Eye-Based Features for Continuous Core Affect Prediction, and he's supervised by Dr. Ronan Flynn and Dr. Niall Murray. Ladies and gentlemen, it's a great honour that I present to you Johnny O'Dwyer, who successfully completed a PhD degree in the Faculty of Engineering and Informatics, Department of Computer Science and Software Engineering in the Technological University of the Shannon, Midlands, Midwest, and is worthy of the award of Doctor of Philosophy. So just a little about Johnny's research. Automatic emotion classification and effect prediction from audio and video is a relatively new area of research that has received a lot of interest. Speech and facial features extracted from audio and video for the purpose of continuous effect prediction have been widely explored. The novelty of this work is the use of head and eye-based features, 2 modalities that have not received a lot of attention for continuous effect prediction. In addition, the combination of these modalities with speech and facial features for multimodal affect prediction was also investigated. This research clearly demonstrated the usefulness of the proposed head and eye features for continuous affect prediction. In addition, the feature sets proposed in this work provide descriptors to study other aspects of audiovisual social interactions and their dynamics. Congratulations, Johnny.
And all of our postgraduate research supervisors, I'd like to thank you for all of your investment in our graduates that we have now just conferred at Masters by Research and PhD level. I now invite the President of TUS, Professor Vincent Cannan, to give his graduation address.
Thank you, Francis. Just when you hoped it was all over. So, Adina Usla, Ta Asan Dom Aram Bian Shahanu, agus ba white lo McCain Mila Falcha Curd of Galer. Graduates, that's you in the front here. Parents, family members, chair of our governing body, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen. As the new president of the Technological University of the Shannon, Midlands Midwest, it is my honour and privilege to welcome you here today to our inaugural graduation ceremonies for TUS at our Athlone campus. Our graduation session here today is the 7th and last one that we will celebrate here in Athlone. But there are many other graduations that will take place across our 6 TUS campuses. Over the coming weeks, we will also celebrate the inaugural graduates of TUS across our Moylish and Clare Street campuses in Limerick. We will also do in Ennis, Thurles and Clonmel. And at the heart of each of these campuses is a dynamic, close-knit community of learners, represented in the Midlands by the 7 ceremonies across the 3 days of graduation on this campus, where we have conferred 1,944 undergraduate students, 329 postgraduate students, including 3 Masters by Research and 9 PhDs, the last of which we have just done there a moment ago. Today is a momentous day for you, our graduates, for your family and loved ones present in the Athlone International Arena, and those watching our graduation live stream at home. It's a proud day for our TUS Athlone campus community, who have helped you and supported you on your journey. And indeed, it is a historic day for our entire TUS family. And today, our TUS family, of which you are now the first alumni, comprises 6 campuses in 4 counties. We are over 14,000 students and over 2,000 staff, full-time and part-time. We are a collective region of stakeholders on a shared journey to impact today's world and, yes, lead the world of tomorrow across social, cultural and economic domains. Our TUS family comprises students, staff and stakeholders who have delivered with us our shared ambition, not just to be Ireland's newest technological university, and heartiest congratulations to our colleagues in the Connacht Ulster Alliance, but they won't come into existence until March, so we're still Ireland's newest university. But we also are Ireland's first trans-regional university, but our ambition is to be Ireland's best technological university. And we will become the best because of our people. And those people include each of you here today, as well as our graduates sitting in front of me, the inaugural graduates of our new technological university. Because it is the student. The student is at the heart of this technological university. Our entire community that is represented here today has shared this journey with you, supporting you along the way. And it's this supportiveness that's one of the hallmarks of our community. I believe it makes us unique and has enabled you to achieve your goal of graduating and to sit here today in this academic dress, proud of who you are, whom you have become during this time with us, and no doubt dreaming of your future, just like we are. Our stories, yours as a new graduate and ours as a fledgling university, they follow a similar path. We both share aspirations for the future. We have ambitions to be the best, to make a difference in the world, and to shape, and to create, and to innovate, and yes, to lead. Our story, of course, like yours, didn't just start today. The foundations of the TUS story, our TUS story, have been laid down over generations in the Midlands and the Midwest through our 2 founding institutions of Athlone Institute of Technology and Limerick Institute of Technology. And we proudly stand on the shoulders of this knowledge, this expertise, this heritage. We respect this providence, as it has proudly provided us with our DNA. And above me, as I stand before you today, you will note our new emblem, represented by a bridge and water. Now, our emblem is more than symbolic. It tells our story. Our bridge connects our communities along the Shannon and on both sides of the Shannon to each other. It connects our regions to the rest of the country and to the world. But education itself is a bridge. It provides learners with opportunities for self-development, to succeed, and to drive change. Our bridge symbolizes accessibility and inclusion and represents the core of our new multi-campus university as one, united. We are a region of 850,000 people, bordering half of almost every county in the Republic. And we are linked by water. The magical River Shannon's water is often referred to as the well of knowledge. It has served as an ancient route for knowledge sharing for hundreds of years. And up the river from here today sits Clonmacnoise, an ancient monastery on the banks of the River Shannon, founded by St. Ciarán in the 6th century. That monastery flourished and became a seat of great learning, a university of its time with students from all across Europe. It became a place of reverence and excellence in learning that typifies a period in Irish history when Ireland was known as the land of saints and scholars. Today, though, centuries later, through the beginning of our story, that sense of knowledge flows deep, and a university of our time stands proud once more on the banks of the Shannon, here in the Midlands and the Midwest. But it's not just knowledge that flows deep in our university. Community flows deep as well. And our ambition is to serve as a resource for the people living in these regions and those beyond and linked by the River Shannon. And that story is unfolding. The ambition of TUS is to impact our communities, our region here, and indeed to have a global impact through our knowledge creation and through knowledge sharing. We want to lead the development of our regions here in the Midlands and Midwest, and to sustain a virtuous cycle so that our students can study in our campuses and our graduates can live, can work, and raise families in our regions. We want to encourage more inward investment, more Indigenous companies, more foreign direct investment into our regions to strengthen our existing clusters in software, technology, smart manufacturing, professional services, including financial services, medical technology, and biopharmaceuticals. And these are to name but a few. We want our university, our new type of university, our technological university at the centre of an ever-growing regional ecosystem. Because regional development will be at the core of the Technological University of the Shannon. It is not just a legislative requirement of the TU Act of 2018, but a founding principle of TUS, and it is deeply embedded in our DNA. Our university is about developing and enhancing our regions by working together collaboratively. It is about our stakeholders across civic, social, industry, and business realms working in a symbiotic way to achieve the shared goals of our region. It's about developing and sustaining our collaborative, cross-cutting research and further enhancing our capacity to enrich civic, social, and cultural engagement, while at all times providing all learners with new and essential access and pathways to education. And your story, graduates, your student story began when you first walked through the doors of this campus, and you came from different routes, some through the CEO, some through PLC colleges and further education, others through our access programs, our apprenticeship offerings, and our international partners. Through these different pathways on your journey into higher education, you became a member of our community, of this community. When you studied here, you made friends with classmates. You leaned into our teaching and learning supports and were guided each step of the way by our dedicated academic and professional management and support staff. And to those staff members right across our community, on behalf of our graduates, I thank you. I thank you for your professionalism, for your support, for your determination, and indeed your empathy in encouraging each of our 2,273 graduates. And while that community of staff provided you with the essential support to help you during your time with us, it was you, graduates, you who did the work. You persevered through significant challenges, especially during that COVID pandemic, and it forced you to adapt how you learned. But you showed remarkable resilience, agility, strength, and determination. And I know this was personally challenging for a lot of you. I know there were struggles along the way, and there were also personal losses. But despite these challenges, I'm so grateful to be able to stand here today as the inaugural president of TUS, our university, to hand you your parchment in person and proudly stand beside you in our community of staff to congratulate you on this significant achievement on your graduation day. But no one becomes a graduate on their own. We all rely on others to get us through, to encourage, to provide sustenance, just simply to be there. So to the friends and family of all our graduates, I also extend our great thanks and deep appreciation to you all. Maybe just as a way of marking that, maybe the graduates themselves might stand up and give a well-deserved round of applause to your family and friends represented here today. Not bad. I'd say the first 5 paychecks as well would help. Now, to the staff who have helped bring you to this day, I also extend, as I've said, my deep thanks and appreciation. You too have had to adapt. You've had to change, to overcome. COVID challenged education in a way that none of us could have predicted. And yet, we have our worthy graduates here in front of us today, knowledgeable and skilled. And for our staff, that process of change continues on a daily basis with our new journey to create a new technological university that will challenge and disrupt conventional thinking. And I very much look forward to that journey together and to our transformation. And our transformation becomes a new part of a wider transformation. And that's the transformative power of education. I firmly believe in that transformative power of education. Education changes lives. It creates opportunities. It has a long-lasting impact. And this too is part of our DNA. Now you, as inaugural alumni of our new university, who have felt the power of that transformation, you have a responsibility to use that power to make a difference, to make an impact on people's lives and on the world within which we live. On this historic day, as I look out at the first graduates of our new university, you should stand tall and stand proud. What you have achieved is immense. Along with my colleagues, I will watch your continued journey with great interest and pride as you navigate your next steps in life and begin the next chapter in your story. Before I conclude, I would just like to say a few words of thanks, as this is the last of the 7 graduations here in the Athlone International Arena on the TUS campus in Athlone. We've enjoyed 7 great ceremonies in a very safe environment, but we have brought the graduates onto our campus with your classmates and with your family and friends. And this is something we really valued and wanted to bring about. There were fears that we mightn't get to that point, but we have achieved it, and it's been fantastic. And I would just like to give my thanks and appreciation to everybody on the staff who have contributed to making these 7 events so successful. That we have allowed not quite the 2,273 graduates, but we had a lot of them here, and a lot of their friends and family, and it's been a great success. And I just want to, as a very grateful president, to thank everybody who's been involved in that. Now, my good colleague Francis will thank a number of people there, but I really wanted just to thank our chair, Josephine Faheley, who's been with us throughout the whole thing. I'd also like to thank others who have been with us, Anya Daly in the Students' Union and Cormac Dillon, who have sat through 7 speeches of mine, which will scar them for life. And I'd also like to thank Cora, who's sat by my side, handed me the right parchment at the right time for all of those. You develop quite a relationship with the person who hands you that, and Cora, thank you so much for everything that you've done. And finally, I would, yes, why not? And finally, Frances will thank everybody, Baron herself. So I would like to take the opportunity to thank Frances O'Connell for all that she has done, all that she has achieved, the massive amount of work, the coordination in making what has been a great success for the Technological University of the Shannon, Midlands, Midwest, Athlone campus. So well done, Frances. And so, to the class of 2021 and the inaugural graduates of the Technological University of the Shannon, I wish you the best of luck and heartfelt congratulations. Guramila Maigov Galer.
Thank you, President, for those words. Firstly, in relation to your speech, those words of ambition in relation to our regions, the Midland and Midwest, and that your ambition will be realised on the building blocks of you, our graduates. So thank you also for the kind words, but you're not finished yet, President. I now call upon the President to present the special award, the Student of the Year Award in the Faculty of Engineering and Informatics. And the Student of the Year is Julia Dovbach. And Julia, you might put that down. Because I now call upon the President to present the final award of our conferring ceremonies for the Athlone campus for 2021. and that is the Technological University of the Shannon, Midlands, Midwest Athlone Campus Student of the Year, which is sponsored by TUS Athlone Campus. And the Student of the Year is Julia Dovbach. Thank you, Julia. Thank you, President. So the heartiest congratulations to Julia, and I know that Julia will continue her studies with us. So ladies and gentlemen, Chairman, colleagues, and now graduates, the class of 2021, that concludes our conferring ceremony. I'd just like to come away from my notes for a couple of seconds, if you don't mind. As the Vice President for Academic Affairs and Registrar, you're responsible as the Chief Academic Officer for all the academic affairs of the institution, now the Technological University. But the last 18 months have been incredible for all of us. And I know the President has acknowledged it, but I saw it firsthand, the amount of work invested by the deans, the heads of the departments, the academic staff, the professional services, the support services, the Vice President for Corporate Affairs, Bill Delaney, all of the commuter services staff, the Learning and Teaching Unit, the Students' Union. There was phenomenal hours put in every single day when we closed down. And we all remember that in March 2020. And the amount of work that had to be done. And it wasn't just our graduates that engaged in new learning. I saw it myself from the figures. There was thousands of hours invested by our academic staff to engage in using new technologies to ensure that you could stay engaged every single day synchronously in your studies. And it was phenomenal to see the results, the academic performance of our students, our first years, second years, third years and final years, our postgraduate students, our Masters by Research, our PhDs. Not alone did we retain our students phenomenally and nationally against the average, quite incredibly, but the academic standards that you achieved. So I'm from West Cork, and we have that expression about it takes a whole village to raise a child, but I think it took a whole technological university to raise every single graduate and student that is still with us, to be with us, and that we continue on into the future. So I look forward to having a more normal academic year into the future and to celebrate that with you all. So just thank you for that. And just finally, it would be remiss of me not to acknowledge the enormous work that has been invested in the past number of weeks to ensure that today's graduation ceremony could be conducted back on campus rather than virtually. Therefore, I'd like to thank our staff who have made today run so smoothly. In particular, our registry department under the leadership of Marguerite Murphy, Caroline and all of the team. They've been on the floor here. Our quality officer and Cora and Mary in the quality office, and that is led by our assistant registrar and head of quality, Mary Good. And I'd like to particularly thank Mary, who has stepped in and overseen all of the graduation ceremonies in the last number of days. Cora, we've remarked on your diligence in ensuring that the distribution of all the parchments efficiently and effectively today is, and that is commendable to you that everything ran so efficiently. I know myself, well, thank you if you're going to give a round of applause. To our faculty administrators, led by Louise Brearty in the Faculty of Engineering and Informatics, and Anne and all of the team there, thank you for all the great work over the past number of weeks and days. But also I'd like to thank them for all of the work. They have supported you year on year with all of your queries and the letters and all of that. So I know you'd like to thank them as well. And just in relation to that, in the last couple of days, I've been around the campus very late at night, and there have been teams working here till all hours every night this week in the faculties, the quality office and the other professional support staff that have ensured that every single element of these ceremonies has worked so well. So thank you. I think you'll agree with me that this arena has been transformed to be one of the most incredible conferring centres available in the country. It's been set up with dedication to be a safe and welcoming venue for us to celebrate your conferring today. This is in no small part thanks to our estates team, Jerry, and all his team, who've done incredible work in transforming this wonderful venue for us. And I'd like to thank them most sincerely, especially a special word of thanks to our Estates Manager, Cormac Cloonan, and our Health and Safety Officer, Fergus Sweeney. They have also contributed to ensuring that the setup of our ceremonies have all complied with public health guidelines. To our Head of Student Services, Sarah Lecumber, and all of her work and that of her team also, that have assisted in the smooth conduct of all of the ceremonies, including where you were collecting your gowns, etc., and the setup of the catering services. And to that end, I'd like to thank Paul Coburn and David Kelly, for they have enabled the provision of a snack for you and your guests today to take home with you. Again, I'd like to thank the 2nd Brigade Army Band for their contribution to today's ceremony under the stewardship of Captain Thomas Kelly. I think you'll agree it has been an uplifting and joyous contribution, so thank you all sincerely. So I think as a token of our appreciation to all those I've mentioned, and there's plenty more that I can't name or we'd be here till next year's graduation, you might give everybody a hearty round of applause before we conclude today's ceremony. Our graduates, you'll be able to collect that snack that I mentioned for you and your guests when you leave us today, and deposit back your gowns in the multi-purpose hall. And to adhere to the public health guidelines, unfortunately, it'll have to be a takeaway service, but we look forward to seeing you back here at some stage on our campus in the Technological University when we can have a proper cup of tea and coffee together. So graduates, ladies and gentlemen, that concludes our graduation ceremony for 2021 and our 7 graduation ceremonies on this Athlone campus. We congratulate you, the class of 2021, for your significant accomplishment and can now proudly call you a member of the inaugural TUS alumni community. Along with all of my colleagues, I wish you continued success, happiness, health, and personal fulfilment in your future career and lives. We hope that you enjoy the rest of your special day and evening safely in the company of your family and friends. So if you can now please rise. The 2nd Brigade Band will play us out as the academic procession leaves the arena. And on this occasion now, I will invite the graduates from the top of the hall nearest the stage to join our academic procession row by row as we leave. Thank you, everybody, and safe home. Gunari and Borla.